Okay, making a quick video. Came in to turn on the air conditioning and the power to this screen was out, but the power was on in the rest of the house. So there's an option, a quick fix for this. This is a Lennox. There's a couple of different brands, Honeywell. They all pretty much do the same thing, but if you go to turn your AC on or your heater and this doesn't have any power at all, a quick thing to look at is out where your heating and air conditioning unit is. Mine's in my garage. Some people's are in different places of the house. Some of them are actually in the attic, but most of them will have a sump pump for removing the condensate from your system. Air conditioning is simply just removing heat. You can't really make cold air. You just take heat out of the air that you got, and when you do that, you get condensate. So in one way or another, your system will have a way to get rid of that. So one thing that I looked at here is my sump pump. My condensate comes down into, and a lot of these are similar, so if you have this problem, look around, you're going to have an issue, maybe something similar to this. I lifted up my sump pump and it happened to be full in there. That bucket was full of water, and so that told me right away that, hey, something's wrong. When these are working correctly, they won't get full, they'll empty out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this here. Underneath in the back there is it's a float. Well, there's two floats. You've got one up front and one in the back, but this one in the back, you know, it operates a lot like your toilet, right? So water gets high in there, this comes up, and I'm not going to actuate it, but when it goes up, it tells this pump over here, hey, I'm full, go ahead and turn on. That pump will turn on if everything's working right, and it's going to pump out somewhere, most of the time right outside somewhere. This float in front is what I call a high level. The back there is your high level, this is a high level, or an alarm level. If this goes up, that's telling the system inside that this is going to shut the power off to your display inside your house. And what that's saying is, hey, for some reason the high level float went up, but the pump didn't turn on, or the pump did turn on and it's clogged. That's what happened in my case. I had a bunch of what I call schlurm. I mean, it was just thick goo, phlegmy, yuck, you know. This has probably never been cleaned. My house was built in 2008, so you're looking at 11 years. Anyway, it's probably ought to be cleaned every few years. So it just, mine screws to the side, but in order to get it out, I disconnected my signal wires. These are signal wires. I know that because they're small and they send a small amount of voltage, but they go to the float. That float goes up, it completes a circuit, boop, sends a signal up saying, hey, time to pump the water out. Also the power. So to get it out of here, I cut my power, of course. Before I did all this, I checked my circuit breaker. I mean, obviously, if I got no power to the heater and the rest of the house has power, the first thing I'm gonna look at is the circuit breaker. So full disclosure, I did look at that first and it was fine. So then I started doing some other troubleshooting, and this is what I found. So for all of you that are making fun of me saying you should have done that first, well, I did. Anyhow, so it goes inside, and it's really a rat's nest in there as far as wiring. So once I turned my breaker off and checked for power, made sure that I didn't have any, I went ahead and cut this, and I took the pump all the way out and I cleaned everything. So I sprayed it off, I run some clean water through it, put it back in. I actually tested it, raising the float, the pump did turn on. And by the way, when everything's clean and that high level goes back down and the alarm level goes back down, that's going to return power to your panel inside the house. So wired everything back up. This is just two black wires. Whenever the wires are the same color, that generally means that it doesn't matter which one they go to over on this side. All they're doing is completing a circuit. So I wired those back up, butt connectors, heat shrink. I'm going to tape this back up. But I highly recommend that you give this a quick look. That might save you a few $100 from calling a person out just to clean, you know, something up that you could have done yourself. Anyway, Shannon asked me to make videos all the time. I fix a lot of things, and I should probably make more videos to help people out. I just ramble on, as you probably noticed. Anyway, hope this saves you some money, and keep cool during the summer. Bye.